Today we're going to learn how to do guidelines in SketchUp. What are guidelines? Guidelines, well, let's talk about what they are not. Guidelines are not part of the object itself. And so when you draw a line, you usually have a solid line. Guidelines are dashed lines, and they help you to measure. And so I'll give you an example here. I have a cube, and to draw a guideline, you're going to go up to the tape measure tool, click on it, and then you can click on any line, click on the edge, drag over, and then you can put in a measurement just like you would when we did measurements. So I'm going to do 5 here, and I can also click on the guideline and make another measurement. And you say, why in the world would you want to do that? And it can make things much more simple for you when you're trying to lay out some features that you want for your object. Let's say for this particular object I want to make some grooves into the top, and I want those even. And so what I've done is I've measured 5 millimeters over each time, and now I'm going to measure 5 millimeters down. And by putting these guidelines in, now I can go and take my pencil and just draw right on top of these lines. So I've drawn a line there, and I'm going to draw another here. And now I can pull these out to cut these grooves. And it's always best to measure when you're pushing and pulling in, if you know the measurement, instead of guessing. Because sometimes when you pull or push those things, if you don't get right on the edge, it won't disappear, and that becomes a mess sometimes. So I got lucky that time and it went all the way through. But by drawing those guidelines, I didn't have to measure each time. And if I had multiple of these to do, then drawing guidelines would actually make things faster for me. So you're really just using them to lay out. Let me give you another example. We'll go to the other side of this object, and let's say I want to put a circle somewhere up here in the corner, and I want a specific place for it. How in the world do I put that there? An easy way is to use guidelines. So again, I click on the tape measure tool, and let's say I want this 5 down and 5 across. So I can click on the edge, come down, type in 5, click on this edge, come over, click on 5, and now I can take and draw a circle from the center there, and I know that I have it located exactly where I want it. So we'll get a circle located exactly on that point, and then I can come out and make that circle as big as I want. So guidelines can be really, really helpful. Sometimes you can have lots and lots of guidelines, and it can get a little confusing. If you do and you want to get rid of those guidelines, you can go to Edit, come down to Delete Guides, and it'll get rid of them for you. But I would probably wait to do that until I finish the object. Your assignment today is to draw a die. That's a weird word, isn't it? But when you only draw one, it's called a die. 2, they're dice. So all you have to do is draw a 16 millimeter square, pull it out by 16 millimeters, so that's a cube, and then draw the circles on it. And so this will be about the location of the circles. And you can kind of try to figure out exactly where you'll put those. Make sure that you put obviously 1 on one side, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all 6 areas here that you do all 6. And you can use this as a guide if you want to, also as where they're exactly located as far as which face holds which number. I'll give you a little example really quick. So I'm going to start out with a rectangle and 16 by 16. So 16 comma space 16, enter. And remember that when we draw on this, that we're drawing small things and we usually have to zoom in. So I'll take my wheel and push up or rotate it up so that I can zoom in. And now I'm going to pull this up by 16. Remember, you can use your hand to move things around so that you can see it. For this particular project, you'll probably want to look straight on at the surfaces. And so we want to utilize our views here. Remember, if you don't have your views here, you can do a right click and go to views to turn those on. So I'm going to look at my front view first, and we'll start out with the most simple one, and that would be the center. And so easy way to find the center of any rectangle or square is to do diagonals, right? And so I can use my guideline here and just draw diagonals, and that will find the center for me. And then I can draw my circle. We'll go back to the picture real quick. Let's see, it says the holes, radius 1.5 and a depth 0.3, radius 1.5. So I'll go back to SketchUp and draw a circle. And when we draw, we are doing radius. So I'll enter in 1.5, and there goes my circle there. When I pull or push it in, it says by 0.3. So I can push it in how far, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to enter the number in, 0.3, and that just barely pushes it in for us so that we have a little bit of a difference there and we can see that circle. So you see those guides there. So now as you look at this, we go back and look at the picture. We can see the numbers here and to which side they'll go. So directly to the right is the number is 4 dots for 4. So if we go back and look at our SketchUp, we can turn it to the right side, and we can also click on right side here. Okay. And so now we need to locate those 4 holes. So where would a good place to put those 4 holes be? This is where it comes to your design, and you can choose to do something different than what I do here, but you want to make it look good. You think this is 16 across. So what if I took a guideline and took it and moved it over, let's see, 8 would be in the middle. We need 2 rows. So what if we move it over by 4? So I do 4 there, 4 there, and then I need to also locate these circles up and down. So what if I do 4 here? Whoops. I'll click on my arrow to get rid of that. And 4 millimeters up. Now I can do my circles again. Remember they're 1.5 in radius. So I'll come out 1.5. And I'll just do that each time. And then remember it's 0.3. And so I can just push all those in by 0.3. And now you're starting to see the dice, or the die, and how it looks. And so you can finish up all of those numbers. And at the end, if you color it, maybe color the die a different color and the holes a different color, can look pretty cool instead of just leaving it white. So have fun with this project, and I know you'll do well. Thank you.